You think that, Patty?
I agree.
All right, listen, I want to start with this. Oh, what a night. Watching Tottenham on a Tuesday night. You play first because you're fucking shy.
You can't then tell me that 2 players go out and you strengthened as well, and then all of a sudden your whole season crumbles. It's crazy. And to me, if Arsenal don't make top 4 this season, that is one of the biggest bottle jobs in recent Premier League history.
You run off.
Well, imagine me then turning around and saying, oh, you guys are celebrating today, but 3 weeks ago you were unhappy. That's football. But it doesn't make you a flip-flop fan.
Yeah,
I'm not happy, man. I was underwhelmed. I was quite shocked when he was when we were linked to him. I mean, we had some big hitters in there originally, Conte, Poch, you know. So then to be then linked with
grin, almost as big as he is because he's like 6'5". Very good friend, very good person. Previously of our channel friends. Views TV is the one and only Patrick Tyrant.
Yes, what's happening, people? It's your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the peanut represents T. Let's go. I think we're live. Yeah, man. I think we are live. Okay, what's going on, my peoples? We are here. We're back for episode 4 of Chatty Patty 1-4 already. And today, like I put out on the tweet, we are joined by Nottingham Forest royalty. I couldn't do this without getting 2 of the best guys on. Usually, as you guys know, I like to talk a bit about Spurs, what's been going on, the game that just passed, blah, blah, blah. But these guys are so good, I had to get them in from the beginning. And, without further ado, I'm just going to pretty much sit back and let these guys address the floor, address the room. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are and whoever you are, wherever you're tuning in from. But yeah, let's get on with this, man. And I'm going to start with Mr. Dorr himself, Nottingham Forest royalty through and through. This guy.
Leave that talk, man. I'm not royalty. Forget that talk.
Literally, the backstory is I put the tweet out saying, who should I get on? And everyone just added and tagged this guy. He's Mr. Forest through and through. He's out there doing big things, been on Match of the Day. Literally, when you type in Nottingham Forest, his picture appears in the stadium.
It's not me. It's not me. Don't believe all social media. It's lies.
And then we've also got Max as well, brilliant Forest fan. Just started his journey, but again, he's really good at what he does. And as the stream continues, you're going to see all of that. So anyway, I'm waffling on a bit. You guys already know who I am. Let's start with Ben. Go ahead. Let us know who you are, what you're doing, blah, 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 blah.
So I'm Doran Tor. I've done YouTube for 5 years, following Nottingham Forest, home and away. I've started doing podcasts as well, was in lockdown, and that's been successful as well. Talk about Forest, and like I said, I interview ex-Forest players as well. I'm going to mention ex-Arsenal player Kevin Campbell. He's been on my channel as well. Yeah. So I've like I said, I've done a few things, and just like I said, it's going towards my channel. Whatever happens. Like for working for other mainstream media, that's just a bonus. But my channel's Doran Tor, and that's what I do. But yeah, I follow Forest up and down the country.
Yeah, I see it. You're hardcore. You're, like I said, you are Mr. Forest, and I'm going to put the links in the description box for everyone. Obviously, his name's on there as well. On my Twitter, you'll find his @. So yeah, by all means, follow him, follow his page. Really good guy, and obviously Forest in the Premier League, so you're going to get good value by following him and interacting with him. And then obviously we've got Max as well. Max, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, so I started writing about Forest on Instagram actually back in November. I had COVID, and then I've just sort of started my sort of career in journalism, going to do my masters in broadcast journalism, and whilst Mr. Dorr started his YouTube 5 years ago, I literally started 5 days ago. But I'm loving it, and it's real nice to be on, just talking about Forest and trying to articulate what just a magic season last season was, and obviously moving into the Premier League, seeing what we're going to do under Steve Cooper.
Yeah, fantastic. And again, obviously, like you said, Max, you're brand new, but everyone has to start somewhere. To be fair, my channel is brand new. I've been doing podcasts and streams and everything for about 2-3 years now. I've done really well in that sense, but my channel is brand new as well, so I understand how it is, Max. And when everyone was adding all the names of who I should get on, I checked you out, and like you said, you're new, but I listened to what you were saying and how well you were spoken, how articulate you are, and I said, I need to get you on. And I said it as well to Ben that I think this guy's really good, and you're gonna like him and enjoy being on the stream with him. So yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate
It's always
it. Yeah,
it's always a pleasure, and I'm always humbled when you guys jump on and agree to jump on my thing.
No, thank you for having me on. Like
Yeah,
I said,
taking time out of your busy schedules to do it, and I really appreciate that.
Listen to that. We go on YouTube, we support each other and else. Like me and Max, we're big Forest fans, and like I said, we're just like Forest fans, might be YouTubers, but as well with Forest fans. So
exactly.
that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who comes on. But
yeah,
like I said, me and Max were on support, talk about club, and that's the main bit.
No, I love that and appreciate that. And anyway, that's all the niceties out of the way, because at the end of the day, we have got a massive game on Sunday, and as well as we're good friends now, we ain't going to be friends on Sunday. But we're going to get into all of that as the show goes on. And for all the people tuning in for the first time, my name is Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the peanut, represents T. Let's go. And Tottenham, I mean, let's talk about the game on Saturday. We basically kicked off the weekend with the first fixture, 12:30 kickoffs, and it's always good to be fair. No, I'm lying. I hate the 12:30 fixture. It's always a banana skin, and if that game doesn't go well, you're pissed off for the whole weekend. And obviously, then you're just watching all the other results and hoping they all slip up. And usually, when you drop points, everyone else picks up points. So it just really pisses you off. So Wolves is always a tough one. It's a game on paper we should win, especially being at home. But as you guys know from the previous fixtures, Wolves are a good team, and they can give you a game. And essentially, it was a game of two halves. First half, they were definitely the better team. We were holding on for dear life, especially I think Kulicheski gave away a silly free kick at the edge of our box going into like the 45th minute, and I was like, it's just our luck. We're going to probably concede from this. So I was like, just pray and don't concede. Went into the game 0-0 at half time. I was like, cool, we have to be better. I wasn't saying we were bad, but we weren't good either. And then second half, we turned it on. Harry Kane got his goal, 64th minute. What I'm loving about Harry Kane this year is that, yeah, we know he can drop deep. Yeah, we know how good he is on the ball, finding passes, picking up players in pockets of space. But this year, he's scoring goals in August, which is a bonus because he never scores early. As we all know, they say he doesn't score in August. And secondly, they're just strikers' goals, headers in the yard, in the 6-yard box. Not scruffy goals. Obviously, a goal is a goal, but they're not your like edge of the box or doing too much. He's just literally using his striker's instinct, dropping off somebody and scoring decent goals. So yeah, from your perspective, I'll start with you, Mr. Dor. Did you watch the game? Did you catch it?
I watched little bits of it, like in and out. So yeah, I did watch bits.
Yeah. And what did you think? Are you okay? Let me put it this way: are you impressed with Spurs so far? What do you think of us going into this?
I think with Spurs, like I said, they always want to. I won't say get top four. Like top four is the main subject of everything. But you've got a manager in Conte that is a winner, a big winner that he wants to win cups. I know the story that Spurs have not won a cup since how was it 90 long times. I know all the Arsenal fans always like to pipe up a little bit, but you've got a winner and you started well. But it's not. It's you can't talk about early doors. Like I said, when you talk about early doors, it's nonsense. So you've got to look at the table when it comes around Christmas, because, like I said, if you think about, Spurs are doing well, blah blah blah.
It's too early. It's too early.
Way too early. So, but at this moment in time, like I said, you've done well. The win against Wolves, great result for you lot. I said it's
exactly.
But it's too early to talk about, but like I said, if Spurs can continue the confidence, we'll talk about Forest later on. But if they do carry on with the way they're going on, then why not? But it's early doors. But you've got to catch Man City and Liverpool first.
Definitely. And Max, what's your thoughts on the game and basically Spurs' start to the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, following the Chelsea game, I was surprised with the first half performance. You know, I thought Spurs-Chelsea was just like a classic Premier League football game. You had all of it in, obviously, with the stuff around Tuchel and Conte. But I was surprised with the first half performance. But ultimately, you got the 3 points, and we learned at St James's as Forest fans that the Premier League is just different gravy. And so the fact that you've come back against Chelsea and then you've ground out sort of that first half performance and then got the win. Obviously, top it off Harry Kane's what is it, 184th goal?
Yeah.
I mean,
184. No, is it 85th? 180. Yeah, 185th. Because he was joint tied with Aguero on 184, and now he's moved one ahead of him. So yeah, brilliant stuff.
But obviously there's a lot of chat going on, isn't there, around are you going to get top four? But I think Ben's absolutely right. You've got to wait till Christmas. This time last season, Forest were rock bottom of the Championship, and we're here now. So, and even you last season, you didn't look likely, and you got it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough, man. And like you said, I mean, it is early doors. Anyone talking about Spurs being in the title race and all of that is way too early to do all of that. I did say from the beginning, I predicted Tottenham to get top four. I think we finished the season really strongly. We have strengthened in the right places. I still want us to do a bit more business. And like you guys said, with Conte being in there, you can kind of see the philosophy, the mentality starting to treat to drip down to the players. What I will say as well is that we've already bettered now 3 results from last season. So last year we lost at home to Southampton 3-2. We beat them 4-1. We lost in every time we played Chelsea, but away from home we lost 2-0. Obviously, we got a 2-2 result there, and we lost 2-0 to Wolves. They smashed us last year, and obviously we beat them 1-0. So we've already bettered 3 results. It's early days, but for me, I feel as a team it looks good. We haven't been that great, but we still got results. And to be fair, that's all you know. At the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you and do what you can do. So I agree. All you guys are saying the right things, very sensible. But yeah, I want to talk about the main man, Mr. Harry Kane. 250th Spurs goal, 185 not out in the Premier League. That takes him up to 4th all time. The guy's just turned 29. He's still got a lot of years left in the tank, and he's just battering records step by step by step. And I think, I know Andy Cole's on 187 goals in 3rd. Kane's obviously 4th, so he's got 2 more to catch him. I'm pretty sure he'll do that, hopefully at least by Christmas. And then he's got Rooney at 208. So I'm hoping, as a Spurs fan, he can get to 2nd before the end of the season, which means he's going to have a good season. And yeah, man, I just want to hear you guys. What's your thoughts on Harry Kane? And going into this Sunday, is he the guy that you're most scared of? So I'll start with you, Dor. What you saying?
All I want to say, if you just don't piss me Marinakis off, because if you do, we'll try and sign Harry Kane. So just don't piss him off, because every time someone pisses Marinakis off, we try and buy his players. But yeah, Harry Kane. What can we say? Great striker. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Spurs, because as I said a bit, they've not won so much any cups, and he wants to win cups.
Yeah.
And he's a class player. We can't deny it. He's one of the best strikers in the world. Am I scared of him? Because, like I said, we've our defense. Everyone's been talking about our defense, as Max will know. Am I worried? I'm a little bit worried, but I'm happy that we're playing against a player like Harry Kane.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
like I said, it's been so long, 23 years, and when we're playing against players like Kane, Son, these kind of players, I'm excited. So. Yeah. Am I worried about him? Yeah, but I'm more excited seeing him. But
I agree, and you know what? I'll say the same thing, because you embrace that challenge. You embrace the fact that you're going up against some of the world's and the Premier League's best players. Because it's the same for me. First time we was in the Champions League, I get the same feeling you're getting now. You're going against the world's best. You're in a new competition against top players. You want to see where you could, and you guys, obviously, if you don't step up to that challenge, you'll never know. So exactly. I agree. It's nothing to. Of course, you're worried. Of course, because even me, I'm worried about Lingard. I'm worried about your top players. That's, as a fan, you're always going to be nervous and worried. But I agree. It's good to embrace it and see how you do, isn't it? If you don't take the challenge, you'll never know. So no, I think that's really well said. And Max, what's your thoughts? What are you saying?
Look, I completely echo Dor's sentiment about the fact that we're back in the Premier League. So, just for a bit of context, I'm 29. My first game as a Forest fan was in our last season in the Premier League. I can't even remember it. So I'm laughing this up as a Forest fan, right?
Yeah.
But if, in answer to your question, am I scared of Harry Kane? If I was to put it in those terms, I'm as scared as facing Son as I am Harry Kane, because I think Dor will probably agree that, if there's anything that against you guys on Sunday, it's the pace at the back. Our captain's coming, for me, to some really needless criticism, but we can't deny.
Who is your captain? It might sound ignorant. Yeah, just so everyone knows, everyone watching. Yeah, okay. What's the criticism about then? What's happened?
The criticism is around, I think, the goal that we conceded against Everton.
Okay.
Questions around, was he tracking his man? Is he quick enough? And look, Joe Worrell is Mr. Nottingham Forest. He sets the standards on the pitch. He's strong in a tackle. He plays with his heart on his sleeve, which is what you want. But with quarterback Kane and the pace of Son, that's going to be a big challenge for us. But like Dor says, we relish it. We look forward to it.
I agree, and I saw actually your segment on that on your page about you getting behind the captain. So yeah, it makes sense now what you're saying. But to be fair, you drew with Everton, didn't you? I think it's 1-1. Am I? Yeah. So that's a good result. And going into the game, your form is decent. 1-1, drawn 1, lost 1. Obviously, the loss against Newcastle 2-0. Yeah, but Newcastle are a good team, to be fair. And as we saw against City, they will take points off a lot. Yeah, they're gonna. So your start has been decent. But let's segue into basically what you brought in a lot of players. Sometimes as an outsider looking in, when you do too much, it kind of reminds me of QPR when they were in their last stint in the Premier League and they brought in Ferdinand and a bunch of other players. Not saying I think your players that you brought in are of better quality, but sometimes you can do too much in one window. So I'm going to go to you, Dor. Do you feel that at the moment it's good business, or do you think it's a bit too much?
The problem is, I think Max might agree with this, we had to do it. We had to bring in 15 players. A non-Forest fan will say, yes, we're bringing 15 players, we're doing a Fulham, we're doing a whatever. We don't want to be like a team like Norwich, keeping being a yo-yo club. And we can talk about Jesse Lingard. That number 10 role is so important for Steve Cooper, the formation that he plays. And we're talking about Dean Henderson, we had to replace him for Samba. Nico Williams, we had to replace a player that's got place for you lot now, Djed Spence. The player that we brought in, it's a like for like. So everyone talks about we spent 147 million, but the thing is, as all Forest fans will know, we had to do it because if we brought in 6 players and spent 20 million, everyone keeps saying, oh, they're so happy Forest have come in, and now we've brought the players in. Everyone's saying, oh, we want Forest relegated. People need to get the facts and get this straight about. Yes, we brought in players, but we had to do it. And Steve Cooper, like I said, the players that he's brought in, I'm not going to talk all about the players that we brought in. We had to bring them in. So people, like I said, especially with the mainstream media, like I said, they need to look into it before they throw daggers at Forest. Because it's been so. Don't get me wrong. There's some pundits saying, "Oh, like Steve Cooper's mentioned it. We had to bring these players in." So it's good that we're in the limelight now. We're back in Premier League, but people need to get the facts straight. Like I said, these 15 players. We had to, like I said, I can talk about players that have gone out. We sold, I think it's 14 players that have gone, Max? 14 players.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that,
Yeah, 14 players left Nottingham Forest. What do people expect? Bringing 5 players in and don't compete? Come on, get a grip of yourself.
Yeah, so, I agree.
It is what it is. So with the players I brought in, why not? And I know we have to. I just seen we have two Spurs players now. So
it's looking good, man. And Max, who would you say? Well, who's been the most exciting player you've brought in your opinion? And is there any surprises? Obviously, you're Forest through and through. You follow them day by day. Was there anyone that you brought in? You was like, wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Well, I certainly didn't see Jesse Lingard come in. I don't think anyone did, and that shows the ambition of the club and what our owners can do in the market. But in terms of the best signing I think we've made, and this might divide some opinion, but it's a toss-up between Mangala, but I'd say Lewis O'Brien signed him from Huddersfield. We beat him in the playoff final, and he just looks a touch of class for me. Up and down the pitch, he's great with the ball in his feet in tight spaces. His forward passing is absolutely superb. But it's really difficult. Dor will say the same. It's really difficult with the way that they've gelled so quickly since that Newcastle game. It's actually difficult to pick a player. You could argue Nico Williams from Liverpool. You could argue Mangala from Stuttgart. Morgan Gibbs-White came on for 20 minutes and absolutely lit it up at Goodison Park. And so I can't say him because he's only played for 20 minutes. But, Dor mentioned this about people saying you compared us to QPR. And I completely understand for outsiders to draw those comparisons. But for me, Steve Cooper's bread and butter is man management and gelling players and creating that cohesion. He did it for England under-17s when they won the World Cup. He did it last season when he came in bottom of the Championship with a bunch of players who really were in a bit of a toxic atmosphere, low on confidence.
100%.
And we've now seen that just from the West Ham game. We got an absolute education at St James's Park. They really showed why they're going to be pushing for European places this season for me.
Definitely,
and it was difficult, and it was, and I think Forest fans were sort of like, it was like we've been hit by the Premier League train. But
Yeah,
West
that's
Ham,
it.
it was a
Yeah,
completely
5%.
different story, mate.
I can't echo that. Like I said, I went to the game and said, as Max just mentioned, that Newcastle game gave us a big wake up call, because when you, like I said, we brought all these players, all Forest fans were jolly, happy to be back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But then when you witness us watching the game, the quality that Newcastle have, especially in that midfield, because we were poor in that midfield role, we thought, okay, we're back. But we're back. We're happy to be back. And yes, it's so exciting. Like I said, that game against Newcastle, wake up call. But Cooper, as Max mentioned, is the West Ham game. He looked at it, where the problem was, we dealt with it, and then get the game against Newcastle, against Everton as well. Started poor, but Cooper thought, we've got to deal with it now in midfield. And players that we brought in, like say Mangala, okay, great player, but it's just good to be back now.
No, you know what? I think, Lingard shows amazing ambition. I know some people, cynics will say he went there for the money. He's on good money, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, for you to attract a player of that ilk, you're going to have to pay the going rate. That's standard.
It is. That's what it is.
Yeah, the fact that you've done that shows your ambition. I think Emmanuel Dennis is a really nice buy as well. I think that he's a good player. I really like him. He did well at Watford. I know he tailed off at the end of the season last year, but to be fair, the Watford team wasn't that good. And once, people picked up on him alone, it was harder for him to create and score goals. But I think he got like 11 or 12 goals, 5 assists. He's a good, well-rounded player, and he's going to add a lot to your attack. So I think you guys are, you got some threats there. I think if you get Reguilon in as well, he's a very good left wing back. Yes, he's kind of started at Tottenham the last year and a bit. He was doing well at Spurs, got into some good positions, kind of didn't finish his dinner. I think Conte got a bit pissed off with him, and obviously he kind of dropped him out of the squad. But he is a good player, and I think he'd thrive in your team. So, yeah, you've got quality, and all you can do is really just get the tools ready so that when you do go, like you said, you've got enough players in each position to go again. And the Premier League is a different animal. But the fact that you beat West Ham, who are a good team, they're a good team. They're going to be in there battling with the likes of your Newcastles, in my opinion, and Wolves for that 7th and 8th spot. It shows that you do have enough to get the job done. And as a Spurs fan, of course, I'm excited about this game. Super Sunday, last game of Sunday. And I think you guys just have to make it a cauldron. You have to make it fiery. You have to make sure that the players, as soon as they get on the ball, you literally let them know you're back in the Premier. And I'm sure you guys will. First time you're going to be on TV, everyone's going to be watching.
Second time.
Oh, second time. Sorry, who did you play first on TV? Oh,
West Ham.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not even Forest fact checking Mr. Door, isn't he?
Yeah, come on, man. You've got to watch that club, man. Patrick, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh man, my bad. Yeah, now I know you guys are gonna. Well, is this your first time on Sky Sports, or was you on Sky?
No,
Sports?
second time.
Second time.
Apologies. There you go. So
it's great.
Hey, Patrick, I think you're absolutely right. And me and Mr. Door, we go every game. We'll talk to you about the atmosphere in a moment.
Yeah.
But I've got to ask, what is going on with Djed Spence? Like he was like one of our own, and we had him on loan for a year. I mean, he really wrote himself for me into the Forest history books with just how sort of prolific he was last season from right back. And he's not even making your match day squad. Like, what do you think about that? Because he surely looked like he was going to be a promising signing.
He is a promising signing, and I think as well, football's a crazy thing, isn't it? We're only 3 games in. Yes, he didn't make one of the matchday squads. I think Brian Gill came in last minute for him, so he obviously wasn't even on the bench. I do think it's early days. The guy is very talented, very raw, and I just think he's probably still getting up to grips with Conte, training, blah, blah, blah. I do think he's definitely got a future at Spurs, but again, it's very early doors. So you've got at the moment, it's Emerson Royale's spot to lose. Then you also have Matt Doherty, who's hardly playing. Doc was doing really well before he got injured, so obviously he's ahead of him. So I think once there's 2 games a week with Champions League football, when the cups start coming into play, and obviously Premier League games, you're going to start seeing him on the bench and getting into the team. I mean, we play you guys on Sunday, and then I think it's West Ham on Wednesday. So the games are going to start coming thick and fast. You'll probably see him more integrated. But at the moment, we've got 3 wing backs on that right side, so it's going to be difficult. But I do think he's definitely one for the future. There was a lot of talks of Emerson Royale going out. There was a lot of talks of Doherty going out. At the moment, they're still there. So he is going to have to fight for his place. So it's not as bad as people are making out. We are only 3 games in. But I know because we signed him and he came in for a decent amount of money, and obviously he's a young talent, people are itching to see him play. I like Emerson Royale. A lot of people don't. He divides opinion. Some people like him, some people don't. His crossing's never going to be a strong point, but I do think he gives a lot. Defensively, he's solid. Going forward, he's getting better. So I do want to see Djed Spence play as well. But obviously, when the games are coming thick and fast and we're playing good teams, is it worthwhile throwing him into the cauldron straight away? I don't know. So we'll see. But it's a good question. But we are
Djed Spence. I said, like, as Max mentioned it, he was fantastic for Forest players.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, you cannot fall in love with a lone player. And I understand his third choice at Tottenham, and coming from the Championship to the Premiership, it's different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
And when you got Royale and Doherty, Spence, he's got to learn to understand, like, yes, he joined the club, but he's not going to get first choice because, like I said, Spurs, they want to get top four, maybe win the league in the future. But I think, as it's been documented, he had a problem at Middlesbrough under Warnock. He's not going to get his chance there. Looking off, I personally thought when he first joined Nottingham Forest, I thought, oh, frick's sake, another right back. Because we had like 7 right backs, and the story says in front of you, he was one of the best players on loan to join us. And
how long did it take him to get into your team? How long did it take him to like cement his spot? Okay.
He came straight away because, like I said, as it's been said, Steve Cooper knows how to get the best out of these players. And like I said, everyone can say he was fantastic against Arsenal, and that's how.
He was. That's the first time I saw him play.
That's the problem. And this is the thing, and everyone on the radar, because Forest, we could have signed him. We could have signed him for, I don't know, pennies. Because that game was so everyone to see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And like I said, like I mentioned, we're going to Spurs. He's got to take thinking, oh, I've got to be patient now. He's young. Like I said, Patrick, he's raw. He's raw, and he's got to take his time to get in that Spurs team. But hopefully in the future that he will get a chance.
I think so, and I'm not worried. I mean, like, even in one of the group chats, I had some of the rival fans say, "Oh, what's going on with Spence? Conte didn't want him, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Listen, it's so early. We've only played 3 games. Like, come on." And like you said, he's got players that are ahead of him in terms of their development, ahead of him in terms of how long they've been at Spurs. So he's got to wait to take his chance. As long as he's playing hard and doing well in training, he will definitely get a game. He is talented. We'll see him, but it's not going to happen straight away. But let's do some housekeeping. I've got some comments here for you guys as well. Door on tour, he's one of our own, so they'll be singing that soon in the stadiums and stuff. So yeah, that's all good.
No, I've had enough of that song. I told people to delete
it. Shout out to Holly as well. We're here afternoon, so yeah, what's up, hoes? Hope you're good. Ivan Perisic, yeah, he was good on Sunday. I like Perisic coming in, another player that we've added, which is quality. Signing. Yeah, what a signing, good. Man. Absolutely. And it went under the radar because we got him in early doors. Obviously, he was basically free. But yeah, he adds a lot of quality. When he come on against Chelsea week before last, you saw straight away how much quality he added on that side. And then we started him on Sunday. And it was weird because in the first half, no one was really that good. And even Perisic was struggling. The ball was bouncing off him. There was a few times I was like, take your man on, and he wouldn't. But second half, you really saw them come to life. So that was really cool. Antonio, what's Kieran saying? Afternoon, guys. Big up, Pat. Great stream. Looking forward to playing Nottingham Forest Sunday. I'm sure Spence will get his chances soon. Has to be patient. Exactly. And I think all of us have said the same thing. It takes time. We're only 3 games in. The Premier League's going to come thick and fast. So not an issue there at all. So yeah, all good. So yeah, boys, like you said, being in the Premier League, what's the one thing you've noticed straight away? What's the one thing going to the games? What's the biggest difference from the Championships? I'll start with you, Max.
It's difficult to say that it's a difference, but the thing that struck me about coming into the Premier League is I think people have forgotten, because we've been gone for so long, what a passionate footballing city Nottingham is. And yeah, I know we've got Notts County next door, but with respect to them, they're in non-league. So a bit like Newcastle is, Nottingham feels like a one-club city. And we saw it against West Ham, and for any Spurs fans watching going to the game, you'll see from the first whistle how much this means to us. And I'm not going to sit here and say with confidence I think we're going to beat Spurs, because I'm not that sort of football fan. I'd like to think
I'm
a bit more.
I am.
I'm gonna get your predictions in a bit. Don't worry, we'll do the predictions at the end.
But what's going to be instrumental in this game is if in the first 5-10 minutes we get at Spurs and
Yeah.
and we get the crowd on board, it will make it difficult. You know, West Ham got to the semi-final Europa League last season and found it really difficult to break us down. So, you know, that's the biggest thing that I've seen this season, just how much it means to so many people from so many different backgrounds. And yeah, it's great to see.
And the same thing to you, Mr. Dorr. What's your biggest, not eye opener, but what's the, you know, being in the Championship for so long, now being back at the creme de la creme, you know, the top level, the top league. What's the biggest thing you've noticed so far? I know we're only 3 games in, but you know,
Listen to me, Patrick. It's been a massive difference.
yeah,
Like I said, from the Championship to Premiership, like I said, it's more eyes looking at a club.
yeah,
We are a big club. Everyone talks about, we talk about the history, but we've got history for a reason. And
yeah.
like I said, we talk about my channel, we talk Matt's channel. Like I said, there's been more eyes on us. I've never had this before. We're going to soak it in. And it's just like I said, when someone comes on the street and saying, I want Forest to do well. Like I mentioned, I went to Newcastle, first game of the season, and everyone was so warm and welcome. So I was so happy Forest are back in the Premier League now. And to hear that, it's just like, as I mentioned, like, and it's funny, right? And Max will know, 12 months ago, we were playing Stoke away, and if Stoke, remember that game, say it was the worst game under Chris Hughton, and as a Forest fan, it was horrible. And now we're here in the Premier League talking about we're playing Spurs, playing against Harry Kane, playing against Son. It's just
people are talking about our future now. People are talking more about our future, and you know, I've grown up on the stories about our past, and we love that, and we'll build on that. But the special thing this season is we're excited. Everyone's talking about these 16 new signings. Everyone's talking about what Steve Cooper's going to do. Everyone's talking about can we survive, and that's just sort of so refreshing that I don't have to talk to all my Man United mates from Nottingham, which I hate, about.
Don't get onto me about that. Don't get onto me about all of that.
Because now it's about what we're doing, and actually it's about
exactly.
We're higher than United in the league, so crack on.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I like that. Foreign shots. When they see that, they're going to be happy.
Listen, right, it's good. Like I said, like when we hear everyone talk about Forest, like it could be positive, it could be negative. Listen, we're back in the league. That's all it matters. 100%. And we said Max just mentioned we brought in 15 players, and it's so refreshing on Sky Sports whenever Forest have brought another player in, back in the Premier League, and we see the little yellow bit on the bottom. Forest have signed in. I think to myself, wow, Forest in the Premier League. It's still mind-boggling, but listen to me. We're here. We're going to compete, and like I said, I think and Cooper's the man. Premier League's going to be tough. We're going to have moments that we're going to have our, like I said, that Max knows. We've had our down moments in the Championship for 23 years, and League One. We've forget we're in League One, but to be in the Premier League, everyone's talking about us. Listen to me. I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I would say as a neutral, or obviously we're playing you guys on Sunday, but as a neutral watching in, seeing you guys, Sleeping Giant, massive club, one of the biggest clubs in England in terms of your history. You've won European Cups. You've been around from the very beginning in terms of how far back your heritage stretches. So the fact that you're back at the top league now, it must be so exciting for you guys. And the fact that you've also really given yourself a chance now with the signings you've brought in. I'm sure you add a couple more. You've given yourself a good crack at the whip. It's going to be tough. There's going to be tough days, but I'm sure you're going to have good days as well. You've already had a good moment. Well, to be fair, Everton picking up points, beating West Ham. There's already 2 good moments.
No, you know what? I'm disappointed. After we should have got 3 points against Everton because I said it prior to the game. Like Everton are in that because we know the top 4, top 6.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult. But the way Everton have started and the way they had to play at the end of the season last season, watching that game. Yes, Everton, the first 50 minutes, they was great. We gradually got into the game. It was all over them. But as I mentioned, one little blip of that I can do over the top ball, Gray scored. It's going to happen. So, but yeah, it's crazy. It's been a crazy start for us. So I'm excited for Saturday's game now. Sunday's game.
Sunday. Sunday. No, I'm excited as well, man. I'm really excited to see. Like I said, I just can't wait for the atmosphere and to see what you guys are saying. And let's segue into the actual Sunday game. So I'm going to go around the table. Predictions. So I'll start with you, Dor. What are you saying? Go bold. Be honest.
Listen to me.
Let us know.
Listen to me. I'll be honest. I'm always a positive guy. I'm always a positive person. And Spurs are a good side, top 4 team. And like we mentioned, players like Kane, Son. even like keeper Luiz, he's experienced goalkeeper as well, and you've got a manager that is a born winner. But I've got to say, I think Spurs will win. I think there'll be too much for us. They're a better side than Spurs on paper, than West Ham on paper. But I think he'd be too strong for us. It's a free hit. It's a free hit for us.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we've got 2 massive games, but it's a free hit. So I think Spurs will win 3-1. I have to say enough.
that. And Max, what are you saying?
Look, it's difficult to see. It's difficult to see, but the magic. You know, our FA Cup run last season was outstanding. We beat Arsenal, loved it. We beat Leicester, and we came really close against Liverpool. I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go 1-1.
Ooh, love it.
It's not bold. I'm saying a draw, really. It's not bold.
Yeah. No, and who? Okay, I'm going to add a bit more. Who's going to score? Scorers.
You go first, Max.
I'm going to have to say Morgan Gibbs-White. He looked so sharp when he came on. You know, he's been there at Wolves, sort of looking to sort of really kickstart his Premier League career, and he came on, beat 2 men. You know, was instrumental, I think, in shifting the pace of the game towards Forest in that second half. And adorning that number 10, I reckon he's going to score 25-yard screamer. See you later, Lewis.
And are you guys going to take the lead? Or is it going to be a thing where, you know, we score first and you guys come back into the game?
Come minute, 93rd. We're going to come second. 93rd minute. And
please. I'll be so pissed if we drop points like at the end of the game. But I'm gonna say the same as Dor. I think we'll win 3-1. I think in the end our quality will show, but we will have a tough game. I think you guys are going to make it difficult for all teams when they come to your ground, especially the big teams. Your crowd are always on it. You guys are so passionate. And I think that's one thing we're going to see. Sometimes Premier League fans, rightfully or wrongfully so, we kind of are used to these games and we kind of take them for granted. Like that 12:30 kickoff on Sunday. Parts of the stadium were quite quiet and a bit like it's just almost run of the mill. These are everyday things. It's almost like an inconvenience. You guys being back playing a big team, no single fan is going to leave anything unturned. You're going to be singing at the top of your lungs. I feel it's going to be boisterous. It's going to be a cauldron, and I think you're really going to get on top of the players. So it's going to be a tough game, but I do think our quality will shine through. Son's not been good so far. I think he's going to have a good game on Sunday, and I think Kane's looked sharp in the last couple of games. I think he'll also score, and then I don't know who else will score, but it's not going to be a walk in the park by any means. But I do think that we should see the job through. But 1-1 sounds interesting. I mean,
Max, you know what, Max? I wouldn't be surprised, if you were right. That was me last season, 1-1. Because it's a big club, and now we're in the Premier League. Forget that. We're going to get hammered. But,
you just said you were positive about 3 minutes ago.
I am positive. No, I am positive. But I just thought, come on. I think like I said, we've got to be.
I won't be surprised if you're right. Look, if Spurs win 3-1, no one's going to be shocked, are they? But
that's
with just the way that the club's going, the trajectory of the club, I've got to back them somehow.
Yeah, listen, this is the Premier League. Anything can happen, and if you're not on your A game, as we know, anything can happen. And even as you said against Everton, you switch off for 1 minute at this level, and you can concede a goal. We've done it as well. We've been cruising in games, and before we know it, 2-0 up. All of a sudden, it's 2-2, and then more likely to score. So you just never know. Obviously, I mean, even yesterday, everyone thought that Liverpool would win comfortably, and Man United were much better
exactly.
team.
There you go.
And 2-1 flattered Liverpool, to be fair. Could have been and should have been more. So you just never know. But let's see what the comments are saying before we round up for today. Great stream, guys. Big up the panel. Respect page. Love that. Thank you for tuning in. And then we've got Lewis Hall saying 2-1 Forest, Lingard, McKenna, and Son to score. Come on.
Bloody hell, what's he been drinking? Bloody hell.
We love that. He's
been drinking a Max juice. That's what he's been drinking.
Oh, man. You know what? Listen, anything's possible in the Premier League. And I just know that, we've just got to turn. If we're switched on and we do our job, cool. We do always, Davinson Sanchez. Funny enough, I actually did a little segue on him the other day. I think he's a decent backup defender. He's come under a lot of criticism. He has always got a mistake in him. But to be fair to him, whenever he's coming from a mirror, he's done well. But there is always that moment where he could switch off. So again, that's something that you guys will capitalize on. The ball, he's not that great as well, quite shaky. So if you guys press him, he is prone to make a mistake. Hugo Lloris, I think, is a top goalkeeper, but again, his distribution and kicking isn't the best. So again, if you guys get on top of him, he could make a mistake. So, there are ways to attack Spurs. I'm sure you guys will be doing your homework, and but I do see us winning. I can't lie. I'm not going to sit here just because you guys are on and sugarcoat it. I think we should win. But as you know, in the Premier League, if you don't turn up, anything can happen. But boys, it's been a great stream. Nice and short and sweet. I really appreciate you coming on. Mr. Door, where can they find you? What you got going on next? What's good?
Like I said, you can find me on my Door and Tour channel. Like I said, I've been doing it for 5 years now. As Max will know, we've had ups and downs in the Championship League One. But I follow the club. I love the club. And like I said, it's a new journey for my channel.
Of course.
But yeah, if people want to follow me, I'm on the Door and Tour. If everyone can see it, Door and Tour.
That's it.
YouTube channel.
I've put the ads at the bottom, and obviously you can see it in the name. I will also add his ads in the description. So now, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Max.
So, but like I said, all it is, I follow Forest, and that's me.
And Max, my guy, what's good? Where can they find you? What you got going on?
So you can find me on Instagram, the Red 1865, and as well my 5-day-year-old YouTube channel. So obviously any support. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. The Instagram's a lot more established. So if you want to see what it's about, then check it out there.
Nah, brilliant. And again, like you said, you got to start somewhere. When I saw your stuff, I was like, yeah, you look good. So I got you on. I have no problem. Even my channel is brand new. I've only got like 185 subscribers.
Doesn't matter, Patrick. It doesn't matter.
But people will know me because I've been on so many things. But like you said, Max, you got to start somewhere.
I've seen you, Patrick. I've seen you.
There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, you got to start somewhere, man. Soon I'll be like Mr. Door with 9K, 10K, whatever it is. But even Door started somewhere, as we all know.
Match of the day.
Let me see. Like, can I say something before we go? Like I said, YouTube, right, it's a platform for Patrick and Max being a football fan. We love our clubs, and we've got a YouTube platform to say our opinion and get other people's opinion as well. So if you have low subs, you get high subs, it doesn't matter. We love our club. We love doing what I do. That's what it matters. So make sure everyone subscribes to everyone, man. That's what it matters.
I appreciate it. Well said. Well said. So yeah, boys, thank you for coming on. Wish you the best of luck on Sunday, but not too much luck. But I hope it's a good game. Obviously, we enjoy it. No silly moments, no red cards, no injuries, and then just may the best team win on the day. So yeah, everyone tuning in, thank you for tuning in. This is Chatty Patty episode 4. Follow the boys. Enjoy your week, and obviously, let's hope that we have a good game on Sunday. So yeah, peace out. God bless. Take care.
Up the Reds.